Mr. Lyles.
Bob Van Haren.
Here.
Jennifer Baker. Wayne Allman.
Here.
Corey Manuel.
Here.
Jim Bodenhammer.
Here.
Nick Reed.
Here.
Philip Frame.
Here.
Susan Stockton.
All right, the first item of business, you guys, the minutes from March 19th for your approval.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Wayne Allman.
Yes.
Corey Manuel.
Yes.
Bob Van Haren.
Yes.
Jim Bodenhammer.
Yes.
Nick Reed.
Yes.
Philip Frame.
Yes.
All right, any questions about any committee reports in the packages? If not, we've got a couple of agenda additions tonight that are listed on the agenda. A PD bid waiver and a sewer cleaner resolution. Scott, we need to vote to add those?
Yes, sir. We need a motion to suspend the rules and place those on the agenda. They'll be at the tail end of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules and put them on the agenda.
Second.
Bob Van Haren.
Yes.
Philip Frame.
Yes.
Jim Bodenhammer.
Yes.
Wayne Allman.
Yes.
Corey Manuel.
Yes.
Nick Reed.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Morgan, if you would, let's go ahead to the new business.
So ordinance accepting the final plat and public dedications for Big Creek Estates Phase 4. Is that Phase 4?
Phase three.
Okay.
All right.
Phase 3 located along South Cheeks Drive in Mountain Home, Arkansas, and for accepting improvements therewith. Whereas development of the city of Mountain Home requires that both the City Council and Planning Commission have input into the development of the city. Whereas subdivision regs of the city of Mountain Home and adopted July 1777 through 97 through ordinance number 1997-26 and amended thereafter in Chapter 7, Article 7.5 of the regulations, provide for the City Council acceptance of public dedications contained there within. Whereas the City of Mountain Home Planning Commission at its December 8th meeting reviewed the final plat and unanimously recommended approval pending final municipal approval of the development's electrical and natural gas lines. Whereas electrical and natural gas lines have now been approved by Building Inspection Department of the city, therefore be it ordained. City of Mountain Home hereby accept the final plat improvements and public dedications of Big Creek Estates Phase 3, owned by Mountain Land Group LLC, as set forth on the final plat of the development. Section 2 is the emergency clause.
Okay. Arnold, is there any reason that we've got this on first only? Do we need to get it done for them, or what?
Well, Lane just texted me, notified me he is on his way over here and everything.
Well, I think, did we have it on first just because we didn't think
We had it on first.
enough?
We didn't think we were going to have enough to
Okay.
suspend the rules.
So we could deal with it if we want to.
Yeah, we could address it if council so chooses.
Okay. And we don't have to necessarily have Lane here to do that. If he's not here, Arnold probably could handle it, can't you, Arnold, if there's any questions about it? Okay.
Everything that was the Planning Commission was concerned about has been taken care of.
Yeah, at the planning commission, they were putting forward the final plat of Phase 3 that you see up on the screen. And at that time of the planning commission, the Entergy had not put in the electric or the lights, street lights or anything like that. Planning commission did have those concerns that those facilities get installed, and made a contingent back in December is when that was, that the electrical gets installed before it comes in front of you tonight in council. Entergy has installed all the electric. It is operational. I've gotten confirmation out of Mark Martin at Entergy, so everything should be good to go on the final plat.
Does it meet all your criteria?
Yes.
It's all good?
Yeah, everything's good, and roads have been inspected, and water, sewer, and everything's all been tested, and should be ready to go now.
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules, put on second reading.
Second?
Corey Manuel.
Yes.
Jim Bodenhammer.
Yes.
Bob Van Haren.
Yes.
Nick Reed.
Yes.
Philip Frame.
Yes.
Wayne Allman.
Yes.
So ordinance accepting final plat and public dedications for Big Creek Estates Phase 3, located along South Cheeks Drive in Mountain Home, and for accepting improvements therewith.
Make a motion to suspend the rules, put on third reading?
Second.
Jim Bodenhammer,
Yes.
Nick Reed,
Yes.
Wayne Allman,
Yes.
Bob Van Haren,
Yes.
Philip Frame,
Yes.
Corey Manuel.
Yes.
So ordinance accepting the final plat public dedications for Big Creek Estates Phase 3 located along South Sheets Drive in Mountain Home and accepting improvements therewith.
Make a motion to adopt?
Second.
Nick Reed,
Yes.
Philip Frame,
Yes.
Wayne Allman,
Yes.
Bob Van Haren,
Yes.
Corey Manuel,
Yes.
Jim Bodenhammer.
Yes.
Is this in need of emergency clause?
Is it, Wayne?
We've been waiting on energy since December, and we finally got it, so we would appreciate it if you were able to do it tonight. I was told, and first, I apologize for being late, I thought you guys met at 6 o'clock.
Lang, keep up. You're the first person that calls me every day watching the newspaper. Every day he does.
Obviously, he does not read Facebook.
No, he doesn't change to daylight savings time.
Well, and Lang, we also didn't think we were going to have 6 minutes,
Yeah.
so they were able to pass it all tonight.
Well,
too,
that's
so.
wonderful, yeah, but so it would be much appreciated, because, yeah, we'd like to be able to.
You'd like to sell some lots, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Make a motion to enact the emergency clause?
Second.
Corey Manuel,
Yes.
Bob Van Haren,
Yes.
Wayne Allman,
Yes.
Philip Frame,
Yes.
Nick Reed,
Yes.
Jim Bodenhammer.
Yes.
So all you need to do now, Lang, is go sell some lots and start building some houses.
Turn on Facebook, look.
Catch his breath.
All right, the next item we've got is an amendment to the Waste Connections contract. Scott, is that in the packages?
That is in the packet, and it's in the handouts as well.
Okay, so, what brought this up, and Steve's here, and Roger, there was a recent, I believe it was out of Holiday Island, correct, Roger? Supreme Court decision that involved, would that be supplemental services?
I think that's what they called it. Yeah.
Okay. In the definition of those. So we had a couple of meetings, I believe, with Waste Connections. We talked about that. And what we decided to do, there's been a restriction in their contract that kept anyone from having haul-off containers or roll-off containers of any type or size. This contract amends that for 20 yards or less, correct? They're good with that? And that would allow anybody that's out there in that other type of a roll-off container. Not the commercial dumpsters that are at their stores and et cetera. It's the haul-off and roll-off
Or
stuff.
Peel-offs and things like that?
Yeah.
Construction
Right there.
debris?
And so they're good with that, and that's pretty well what was decided. Their folks met, I think they had
Really
some.
good folks to deal with on this, too.
Yeah,
They were
yes.
very good.
Yeah, and we had several meetings with them.
We're hoping, that court case was not real definite in a lot of areas, and so we're hoping that this addresses the problem areas. If it gets better defined through more litigation somewhere down there, we may have to come back and do that. But right now, I think it puts us in compliance where we
Yeah.
need to be.
And anyone that wants to provide that service below 20 yards or below can do that.
Make a motion to pass the amendment?
Second?
Philip Frame,
Yes.
Jim Bodenhammer,
Yes.
Nick Reed,
Yes.
Wayne Allman,
Yes.
Corey Manuel,
Yes.
Bob Van Haren.
Yes.
Okay, the next item you've got is Alma's here. She needs to open a new account for the recently approved 2026 water sewer bond.
I also need approval to get the accounts created within Encode to accommodate that 2026 bond checking account and the project fund. If I can get that.
Well, I make a motion to allow Alma to open the accounts that are needed.
Second.
Wayne Allman,
Yes.
Corey Manuel,
Yes.
Bob Van Haren,
Yes.
Jim Bodenhammer,
Yes.
Philip Frame,
Yes.
Nick Reed.
Yes.
Okay. The next item, Scott, if I'm correct, is the rental rates, correct?
Yes, sir.
Daniel Baxley's here. You've got a copy of those rates in your packages. We're getting an awful lot of requests out there almost daily for people wanting to host events and stuff like that out there. It's been a while though since we looked and looked at rates in the other parks as well, not just the new community center, but also the Hickory, Callista, and Keller. So Daniel and them been working on all that, and this takes care of rates for everything that is inside a city park right there. Anybody got any questions? Daniel or probably Allison one could, whoever, you need to ask something out.
I've just got a question on how we came up with the amounts as far as like the amphitheater and things like that. Just
So what we try to do is we go around anything close to us, we compare it to what they're charging, things like that. The amphitheater came along with the concert series. We started getting more and more requests for concerts. With that, a lot of people are coming in doing concerts and selling merchandise, making money, things like that. So we felt like if they're going to do that, we're going to charge them to use the facility plus the wear and tear on the equipment, our staff there to clean up trash afterwards. So that's where the cost came in for that. So, and then like with the tennis courts and pavilions, you're still welcome to go use those without any charge. What that's for is if you want to run a tennis tournament or if you want to reserve a pavilion to sell merchandise at an event or something like that, that's where those costs came into play.
But I mean, I know people like rent the pavilions for birthday parties and things like that.
Yeah, they still are welcome to do that. Like this is for somebody that wants to rent the pavilion to do a yard sale or a book sale or something. We're getting more and more requests like that. And so with that in mind, if somebody's going to rent our facility to make money, we're going to charge them to do that as well. Because if they're renting it to make money and run an event, we're going to have staff there that's going to keep it clean up after them and things like that as well. So.
Okay, I have two things on this, and this may be like one of those fireworks rules that never really existed, but everybody thought was there. As far as being able to charge money inside the city park grounds, how does that change that effect there? Because I can remember being involved in races where they weren't allowed to charge money at the park or at the youth center. If they had a race around there, they weren't able to charge money to host or have their event there, or to have people race. So how does that work? How's that going to?
So any event that's scheduled is going to come to us. We're going to ask the questions, what they're doing it for. If it's a nonprofit, chances are the mayor and I'll get together. We'll usually waive the fees for something like that. But what this is doing is just protecting people from showing up at the pavilions and setting up a tent and starting to sell things. We want to make sure that we have a reservation. We know who's in our park at all times. So it's a reason to make them call us and go through with us exactly what their event is, and we can adjust it from there if we need to either waive the fees or charge the fees if it's going to be something that
But people are able to charge fees for events inside park properties.
More and more now it's happening, yes. I mean, they are, all of our tournaments, baseball, softball tournaments, they're charging gate to come to those. It's the same process as that. I mean, it's more and more it's happening. It wasn't a big deal 3 years ago when I got here, but with the tournaments and the events and things that we're putting on now, it's probably a weekly conversation that we have with different vendors looking for things to create in our park system.
Okay, the other thing I want to ask you about as well then, and not to put you in the middle of the spotlight on this, but it continues to raise. I've had people message me about it. I believe Nick has had people talk to him about it as well, about how they used to have the Friday night public music on the square, or then we moved it over to Hickory Park and things like that. So for something like that, where from what I understand, they're like, if they're going to try to organize it, it's going to be like kind of like a pass the bucket kind of opportunity thing like they did back then. So is that something they're going to have to look at as a $500 expense right off the top for a 4-hour music? When because they're just getting enough money, from what I understand, to be able to pay
Yeah.
people to come and play.
If
not
it's a
like
free, so if they're providing a free community event and just needing our stage, then no,
Yeah.
we would not charge for that. But
Okay.
if they're going to charge $5, $10 for every person to walk in to listen to them play,
Yeah, if they're going to
then
charge the
yes, we're
gate,
gonna
then
charge
that's up
for
to them.
that.
I
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, this would be like they'd be passing the hat. It wouldn't necessarily,
Yeah.
from what I understand, from what
Yeah.
I've caught.
That's the way it used to be, and that's the last
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah, and again, that's, Allison's going to take every one of those phone calls. We're going to go through it one by one. We'll make a decision on each one. If it's a program or an event that we want to waive the fee on, we're going to bring it to the mayor and talk to him about it. If we have time, we almost bring them all to Parks Committee and talk to them about the ones we want to waive and then the ones that we feel like should be charged.
So there'll be opportunities out
yeah.
there on that side. No, I get it. If somebody wants
Yeah.
to book, Aerosmith and have them out there and charge $50 a head for people to come
Yeah.
in, which that would be still a cheap Aerosmith concert.
One of the young
Yeah.
people will know who Aerosmith is.
I know you'd have a VIP box seat though, or lawn chair. Right.
How did we get on Aerosmith?
Thank you. It was just an easy one to spit out there, Mayor.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve the rates.
Second.
Kari Manuel,
Yes.
Jim Bodenhammer,
Yes.
Wayne Allman,
Yes.
Bob Van Haren,
Yes.
Philip Frame,
Yes.
Nick Reed.
Yes.
Right, the next item you've got is a resolution concerning the allocation of admin fees, Alma. And/or, Tina's not here, is she?
Back in 2011, the council had approved through minutes a very limited guidance back then as far as the administrative fees to water and sewer and streets. I would like to get together a better plan that shows the allocation of what can be charged for water and sewer and what can be charged for streets, so that we have a plan going forward that's not just something really limited in the minutes. So that anybody, if I fell off the face of the earth, somebody could follow that and know what to put together for each one of the departments. And we've been doing it like this, but there's nothing in written format as to say how the billing's been being done.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve that resolution.
Second.
Jim Bodenhammer,
Wait, what are we voting on?
The administrative fees that we've been charging to water and sewer and streets since 2011.
Yeah.
This is just a cost allocation plan that spells out exactly how it's to be put together. Back in 2011, it just said we're going to do it by percentage, but it didn't tell how we were going to derive at that percentage. This is actually spelling out what we've been doing from 11 to today, but now it's in written form.
So it's
Okay,
putting a
I'll buy it.
14-year process in print.
Correct. Should have been put in print back then.
Officializing it.
Yes, officializing it.
Yes.
Philip Frame,
Yes.
Bob Van Haren,
Yes.
Wayne Allman,
Yes.
Kari Manuel,
Yes.
Nick Reed.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Mr. Morgan.
So ordinance providing for the zoning of property within the city of Mountain Home, establishing types of uses of property to be allowed in the various zones, adopting a zoning map, repealing all ordinances in conflict, and for other purposes. And I think, Mayor, that's the third reading.
That's the
so
third reading.
Where it would go from here, it would either pass or fail on adoption.
Yeah.
Arnold, have you had anybody make any comments on
We
this?
have not had any comments lately.
I'd make a motion to adopt.
Second.
Kari Manuel,
Yes.
Wayne Allman,
Yes.
Nick Reed,
Yes.
Bob Van Haren,
Yes.
Philip Frame,
Yes.
Jim Bodenhammer.
Yes. Appreciate the work y'all did on this.
All right, the next item you've got is the first of the two we added so that Eddie can purchase some Ford Explorers. Reason for the late ad, this was planned for, I believe, the next meeting maybe, and the vehicles came in. We'd like to go ahead and get them in our possession and get them off the ultimate lot.
Do we have to do a motion to add these?
We
before
already did that, Bob.
We did that. Through that.
That's way
Okay. I
back
thought we
before
did.
Aerosmith, way back before
Aerosmith. Okay, I thought so. I just making sure we didn't have to do something else, Mayor. Jennifer's not here to lead and conquer, you know? Tell you what.
So, like the mayor said, we've got a couple vehicles in, and or one in, one's going to be in next week. And what we're using is the Ford Explorer, the gas version. What is on the state bid is the, I can't remember.
Hybrid?
Hybrid, yes. Thanks, Bob.
Was paying attention, Mayor.
And it's the hybrid is $2,000 cheaper initially, but we've had some of those, and we have had more mechanical issues with those than we've had with strictly the gas. The hybrid battery alone, unless it's gotten cheaper, was up around $12,000. So this is through the local Ford dealership. It's what they're getting for the gas lease version. That's not, like I said, it's not available on the state bid. I did print off, just Googled the police version nationally, and they're showing them the asking price at about 50. So, I'm sure if you called them, they'd come off a little bit. And also this price from Ultimate is the same price we paid last year for the gas 2025. So it's not went up.
Much of everything has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the hybrid is actually a little cheaper than it was last year, but I suspect it's because they're having
More
some
maintenance.
problems and not as in demand.
I'll make a motion, we approve the resolution waiving competitive billing for these vehicles.
Second.
Bob Van Haren,
Yes.
Philip Frame,
Yes.
Jim Bodenhammer,
Yes.
Carl Emanuel,
Yes.
Wayne Allman,
Yes.
Nick Reed.
Yes.
Thank you, Chief. All right, the next item you've got is the second one added, and this is related to what we did the other day on the truck we were going to be leasing. We had a little hiccup.
The Vector truck.
Yeah, the Vector truck.
Sewer cleaning truck.
We're basically just needing to do it again.
Because Bob interrupted me so many times 2 weeks ago.
By the way, Steve, no.
He couldn't even think of anything.
No, I just stopped.
So in the process, and the reason that we're having to do this tonight, this all kind of transpired this morning. And so there was an issue with the interest rate that was on the first proposal, I guess, or the lease agreement. And so it's actually increased by about 0.5%. Or, yeah, that's right. So that changes the number slightly. I think it's about $300 additional a month that we'll have to pay. And so what you have in front of you is the final numbers related to that lease agreement.
I move we approve the resolution.
Second.
Philip Frame,
Yes.
Carl Emanuel,
Yes.
Bob Van Haren,
Yes.
Jim Bodenhammer,
Yes.
Wayne Allman,
Yes.
Nick Reed.
Yes.
And with those two additions being completed, anything else?
Mayor, before we go, I would like to note, just for the minutes, let me find my note on it here. Former City Clerk Cindy Wynn passed
Yes.
away last week. I just wanted to include that in the minutes. I never got to work with Cindy. She was before my time, even before I came to the paper. But in my office, you walk in the footsteps of all the previous clerks. They maintain the
Don't say
books.
that.
They maintain the records. They put notes in the margins on the stuff we passed. From everything I've seen, she did a great job. And clerk to clerk, that's probably the best compliment you can give us.
I would concur with that. I was here all through it. Cindy was very professional, did a really.
And what all does she do, Scott, besides clerk? Wasn't she something else at one time? Didn't she work in one of the offices or
She
something?
worked in district court for a while, didn't she?
I actually worked the mayor's office.
I thought it was mayor's office.
Yeah, she had a strong connection with the
Yeah.
city.
As a Hayley.
Because I remember when I was on the planning commission in 94, I believe, she was here then. Yeah. All right, anything else?
Motion to adjourn?
Wait a minute. She's got her finger up here. I don't know if that was her hand or what it was.
If it was just a single finger, Mayor, it's probably towards you. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
no. She doesn't do that to me.
No, not, well, not to his face.
I'm gonna show her.
My name is Mary O'Shields. I live in Mountain Home. And as probably you're aware, last Saturday, we had a No Kings rally on the square. And once again, I have to hand it to Chief Griffin. His folks were there and were just always so helpful. And we appreciate them being there. We tried to, I worked real hard. I had a sentinel out there chasing people away from parking spaces. But we appreciate the job that the police did and to make people feel safe. They were never unsafe, but it made them, it was comforting for them. So I just want to hand it to Eddie. Did a great job.
I was out of town. It was all
He was on a beach in Tahiti. He didn't even know what was going on.
Well, I know, but I have his phone number.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
And
you.
thanks to the city, too.
Anything else?
Going once, going twice. Motion to adjourn?
All in favor?
Aye.